silhouetted images, and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Your decoder rings ready. And put on those tinfoil hats because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony Cece. Tony Cece. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to an RC Conspiracies. This has been a while. It's been a while since we did one of these, and it was just a little bit back. Part of what got me interested in this, there's a couple things. Pablo has a bunch of conspiracy stuff that's going on with him on a family camping trip and broken down cars and wind blowing him off of jacks and some crazy stuff. And so he can't be here with us tonight. And so I wanted to still go on, but I didn't want to do a build video. We've done build videos. It's going to kind of be going off of some stuff going on in the chat with you guys and answering questions. And I have some cool news as well. It looks like I can now go to Axial Fest Badlands at least Friday and Saturday. So boom, that's awesome news for me. That was another date that I was not smart enough to put on the calendar ahead of time. And yeah, so the friends that we have coming over are going to be leaving Friday morning. So I'm probably going to jump on the road, get in sometime Friday afternoon, and then be there all day Saturday. And can't wait to see everybody, hang out. Just means I got to get my SCX 10.3 fixed. Need to look at where my Capra's at and what's going on with that. Decide if I want to buy anything new before I go. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff and a lot of decisions to figure out before that time, which is next week. So yeah, lots of time. Brett, what's going on, my man? Brett Shay's in the house. Cody Vandenberg. Cody, 1 week to Axial Fest Eve. It's a long run this year. It's like, I swear it's like all week. It's like the 22nd through 25th. So I did not pre-register, so I can't come on the 22nd. Anyway, but there's 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. That's 4 stinking days. There's no schedule of events that I've seen. I haven't been in the loop because I didn't think I was going. So I've got a lot of catching up on things to do. And yeah, been busy. Got to finish up all this stuff from, oh man, I've got so much stuff still to do from the Monster Jam event. I've been working hard on that. In fact, I had something to show you guys. But yeah, I've been working on graphics and all that kind of stuff for those, for like driver or truck and what driver it is and all that for the racing, like little cards that pop up on the bottom so people know who's who and what's happening and all that. So a little bit different to the video than I normally do, but I'm excited about it. So that's coming. But Jeff Brown's in the house. XJ Sport 95. We need to talk sometime soon. RC Master, what have you got coming, Tony? I do have something coming. I have a few goodies to look at in here as well. Gotta be careful. Some of them still have addresses and stuff on, so I'll be opening them off camera. Except for this, if you haven't seen these guys, if you're into the minis, that's all the stuff that I have really is mini stuff, except for the tool, which is multi-purpose. But these look so wicked. This is the Furtech Scythe chassis. but it is in a black finish with a red motor cover on it. Only available at ccxrc.com. This is one that I requested, and they've made these for me. It looks super sick. I need to convert mine over. And this is the version 2 that has all, this is metal and this is metal now. So, and they've also slotted these, so there's not those little bumps that you have to worry about in the battery tray or around the motors. So these are cool little upgraded things. They are available on the site already. $60 for the chassis, aluminummed out. Really cool. So yeah. Psycho 13 Garage Dirk, what's up? You noticed the shirt? It came in. So stoked to wear it. Chris D has his tinfoil hat, but he lost his decoder. You have a decoder ring at least? Decoder ring would be good. Tony, bring the heat to the Badlands. There's not much heat here. Well, right now there's some heat. Today was warm. Today's humid. Today felt like Virginia. It's the first day that's felt like Virginia. Summer's been amazing here in Michigan so far. We've been out working in the yard, playing. You can ride bikes and stuff in the summer without like losing your breath before you even get to your bike, and sweating through your first pair of clothes before you get to your bike. I mean, it was brutal. But yeah, so it's awesome. There's going to be a lot of videos coming for the summer outside, so that's awesome. Already I can share screens now. I'm back in this room. Let me figure out how I want to do this for y'all. And talk about something else. I was a little late getting going. I was dealing with a little something I found. But I'll show you guys a little video from the track that I'm working on right now. I need to do some changes to the dirt type. Last time I got it was called fill sand, but it packed pretty good. It was like a mixture of fill sand and dirt and a bunch of things. This time they said I should get the same stuff, but what they brought me did not have any of the fill dirt in it, and it's just very sandy. So I'm gonna have to add some dirt, and that way it'll pack and clump a little better. But I do want to leave some of it sand because I just love the WFORC videos on Instagram. If you've seen them, he's just throwing sand, and when he hits stuff, dirt flies, follows him off the jumps in slow motion. It just looks really, really cool. So we're definitely going to leave some sand in there. But we're going to be adding some dirt, but it gives you an idea of where we're going with the layout. Let me share screen here. I'm pretty happy with kind of how it's turning out though. So that's good. So this is with the Max, and there's a little drainage ditch there. So I built like a bermed corner to it. And, the goal is you can either do the whole thing like a horseshoe and come back out, or you can hit this little jump coming out of it, which is the wall as well. And then there's a little landing, and you can do a big loop in different ways. It's really fun. So it's not great for the big stuff, but you don't have to run it that way with the big stuff. If you don't want to, you can just kind of jump out the back of it. But yeah, that's kind of the look of it. One thing we'll point out here, I don't know if it'll start anything or not. I'm not trying to start anything. But it's something to point out. That's this RC Sharks that is on here. Are you guys following, any of you following RC Sharks? It is. It says RC Sharks best RC content. It should say best stolen RC content, because like they use everybody else's videos to get their followers, and I'm guessing that they're monetized and making money with it. So it's kind of annoying in that, because they're not like producing anything; they're just stealing it and downloading it and re-uploading it. So like RC Sparks, it looks like we got my video here with the Raminator. And what it does is it steals the views that we can get, and they give you credit here, but that's not how that works. When you download somebody's content and then re-upload it, you don't just give them credit. You can share somebody's content. That's one thing. It still points to the original, and I get the views for it. But this is just like intellectual property theft is basically what they're doing. So they've gotten more views for it, and I don't get any of the action from it. But I see a lot of people on here. So here's RC Motorsports. And so they're doing these all as reels, and reels Instagram has for monetizing. And so I'm guessing that they're making money from the views that they get from these, which is not cool because it's not their stuff. And they're not doing anything to make the money from it. So I sent them a note saying that they don't have my permission to do it. So we'll see where that goes. But I see that there's a lot of people I know that are following them. There's some big names in RC that's following them. But it's totally the wrong way to go about doing it. And they're bragging their growth and all that off of our content. Their impressions, 1 million impressions on other people's content. So there's definitely money being made on this. So Swampers RC's on there. Following and liking. Anyway, not cool. It's not the way to really go about stuff. So to get off of that, because I didn't really mean to go there, but definitely something I want people to know when they see my stuff on there. I don't give them permission to use it. So yeah, kind of annoying. So yeah, only meaning to shark. Jeremiah Jager says, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, definitely they are sharks. So some people would love it, for them to share their content because they can get views. And from that, they put your name in there if people see that and want to go see where it originated from. The problem is them monetizing it without permission. And so where I come from, which is the film industry and the news industry, we have to get permission. You see it on like those viral clips. They get somebody they're endorsing or that is doing the sharing and the control of that media for them, so that when it hits CNN, whatever, they know you got to contact Jukin Media or whoever it is to get rights to use it. That way, a person that doesn't know about all the rights and that they can be making money from somebody else using it, like, so technically, like from them, they should be paying me to use it or for the rights to use it and giving percentages of whatever they make from it, is how that works. So anyway, that's just how the real world of it is supposed to work. Social media kind of, and so many people that are wanting to be influencers and want to jump in and get big numbers and views. They haven't studied this and they just jump in blind, and they may not know what they're doing. But it's getting tricky. So if you're not careful on YouTube, there's actually a little button now that you have to click when you're uploading your video that gives people the right to share snippets of your video. So if you don't click to not allow that, then anybody can use little snippets of your videos in their story things or whatever. So just something to be aware of. So going on from that, I was listening. I haven't been able to do this in a long time, and I feel bad about it. But I did have time to listen to Operation 11 Charlie's live stream last night, and they had Rich Trujillo on from Axial, and he was talking about all these new ideas and like where they, what we would want to see from Axial, and could they go along the lines, because they're kind of the scale brand. Could they do some things like Tamiya with some just more scale realistic trucks and things like that? And they kept kind of prodding him for some tips about some new stuff. And he was saying like, well, you're too far off of Thursday. Like maybe if we did a live stream on a Wednesday, it kind of was just getting to sounding like there might be something coming from Axial. And last time they wanted to show the SCX6 off at Donner. So that's not far around the corner for them to do Axial Fest West. And Axial's based out of the West Coast. And I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of a release that they've got slated to drop along with that Axial Fest West. I don't know. Those are questions that I have and things that I'm curious about based on what he was asking too, like what kind of stuff and some of the questions he was dropping in the live stream made me very curious about where they could be branching out and what they could be doing, and it made me excited to think about, because a lot of the stuff they were talking about, we were like, well, that sounds more like a Losi, or it sounds like it would maybe be better in an Arma, but it wouldn't be an Arma because Arma doesn't do branded vehicles to save on costs. So they don't have like licensing on their stuff really, except for that very special edition body that they've got for the Infraction coming out, which is super cool. So yeah, there's that. I have a couple of things coming. I forgot to bring one of them that just came in the mail today. So I have some brass servo mounts now. So I did aluminum ones first for monster trucks and all that, but I wanted to get some brass ones in for my crawlers, just always trying to put a little bit more weight up front. I've got another special thing. It's getting threading. It's been like months since I gave them the money for it, and it's kind of a, when's it coming? I just dropped that email again last night, and had to wait till well, I did it yesterday and had to wait till the evening, but then I was asleep. Anyway, there's some cool stuff coming. And in one of them, it's going to be brass and it's going to be unpainted, and there's only going to be a few of them that are that way. So it'll kind of be special edition. So yes. All right. So we've got some of you guys popping in here. Jeff Brown. Oh, they know exactly what they are doing at RC Sharks, at least. Yeah, theirs is very theirs is from somebody that does marketing, I think, or Instagram marketing type stuff for another company, based on the way that they're utilizing all of the features of Instagram. They definitely know what they're doing to grow as fast as they are and to get the engagement. But I just don't appreciate them using my stuff and making money off of it, which keeps me from making money off of it, because those are views that would only be possible on my stuff, on my content, on my channels, if they did not have it. Now, if they would have shared it in their story using my actual link, it would have pointed back to me. But they're not doing that because they are trying to make money off it. So yeah. Bring back the Yeti platform. Wow. You were a 1 in a million shot right there. It would have to be fixed up. The diffs would need some work. But yeah. Brett's in now on his YouTube. I missed 011C was passed out from the meds. I hear you, man. I get it. You're definitely in my prayers, man. JD's RCs just ordered 2 servos and 2 mini Goliaths. So yes, the mini Goliaths are in. They're actually the baby Goliath. But they're in stock, and I have a bunch of them. I was so happy with them that I ordered a bunch, because I think they'll sell really well. We're able to get them at a price point that's kind of in the middle, and I think that where it sits it's a good spot for it. The Mofo RC stuff's really top notch as well, and he's got some bigger stuff that he sells. Lots of power, and they were the ones I always used as well. Very good motors. And then there's like the Enjora, and the Enjora ones are pretty good. It's kind of annoying though that you have to change the motor plates in order to install them. That's kind of a miss on the design on that one, when you could just drill a new hole and thread it and attach it that way. So, which is all mine is. It's just measured out, and so it's drilled so it could fit on either motor plate, the larger one or the smaller one. But yeah. The Yeti platform, I don't know. They kind of went that way a little bit. I mean, they went more with the bomber with the dual. I know some friends that have the Yeti, the truck one, like the off-road truck, that's more like a trophy truck, and they love it. I did not love my Yeti. It was one of the first ones that I traded away, and I traded it away for a G-Made sawback. That's how much I was ready to get rid of it. Constantly breaking it. Hey, Tony. Hey, everyone. I heard from someone earlier that tomorrow something is coming. I wouldn't know who from. A lot of them do like Tuesday or Thursday releases. So a Wednesday release would kind of be out of the blue. Something to compete with the Baja Ray, at least. Okay. Kind of the same company, though, in a way, competing with themselves. That's probably why they let that go a little bit. Oh, here you go. A couple of us MTU guys in NorCal have got the Yeti score truck. I have friends that love those things, and they keep them going. Knowing what I know, I think I would have liked the Yeti score truck better than the Yeti itself, because the Yeti just asked me to flip it and do some crazy stuff with it and always break it. More of a trophy truck, I probably wouldn't have been trying to do some of the stuff that I was doing with the Yeti. And I think the axles might be a little more protected that way. But yeah. Stoned RC, I still race a Yeti here in Australia. There you go. So the other thing that I saw, which is cool, is that... Let me see if I want to leave this Instagram page yet. If there's anything else I want to show on here. Any other hidden stuff? Not really. Still loving this truck. I loved this picture. I'll share the picture in case people aren't on Instagram. It's pretty cool. This one here was when we were up north in Mackinac City, just outside at the state park. And that's my Furtech Scythe carbon fiber. And I absolutely love how this truck handles. Absolutely love it. All right. So we will leave that now. I did want to show there's a couple other cool things that I've seen that are coming that are smaller. Furtech has a cool new chassis that was pretty unique, in my opinion. You know, so many of the mini chassis are starting to look a little the same to me. This one definitely has its own look to it. Here we go. This grasshopper frame. I mean, it's crazy. So they actually are tucking the ESC now in the back side here. Why don't I have some of these liked? It's crazy. It must be on a different user. This might be my personal one. Oh well, we liked it anyway. But they've got these skid plates on it, but they've got the ESC mount goes back here. They flipped in this particular one. Oh wait, maybe this is dual steer. Yeah, let's see. They show a video of it where they drop it on. There's lots of cool builds going on with their stuff. Here it is. So the motor is facing, it looks like, backwards. Yeah, the motor's facing backwards, so they've flipped it around. It's the new micro Komodo on their stellar transmission kit. Look at that with those. It's holding on there tight. But I'm seeing in here, I just want to see the direction of the chassis. So that sharp angle is the front. That's what I figured it would be. So this is the front. The battery's there. These Olympus are super cool too. I need to build mine still. I'm so far behind on builds. So yeah, this is the front of it here where the battery goes. So they've got that ESC tuck back. You'd probably need well, they come with a battery extension, so that should be fine. But you definitely have to have a long servo lead, and back here probably tucks in your receiver. But they definitely have, I think, a better layout with this one. And they've got it set up for the magnets, which is super cool with this top brace for the magnet mounts. Anyway, pretty cool. They've just been innovating for these minis in just awesome ways. So love seeing that. That'd be an awesome frame for the mini dragster. It would be pretty cool for that. A Yeti 2 would be cool. So Cody is agreeing with you. All right. So where I lived, I didn't have any place to drive something like a Yeti. And so it became a dirt jumper, and it did not do that very well. So yeah. Brian Koshner says, wow, hadn't seen that chassis. Hear you about being behind on builds. Yeah, I've got the Kyosho chassis, or the Kyosho upgrade kit for it from Furtech to do to the 4x4 minis to give that some nice smooth speed with a micro Komodo. And then the whole setup for that, which can now actually handle the AAA batteries, which is cool. And the other thing that they actually have is they're testing their Tegu 1/10 ESCs, which I've been running one. Conspiracy. I think I told you guys about it. Maybe not. I've been showing the guys at the shop over at Crawler Space RC, where I've been running my Ecto. My Ecto, I took out my Spectrum Firma, the all-in-one unit, the ESC motor combo where it's kind of built in. And I put in this Outrunner. What I have is an Outrunner motor and the Tegu system that they're working on. And it still works off the same Bluetooth that the Furtech Fury Car app, so you can control all the parameters from that over Bluetooth, which is cool. And I was running an Outrunner, and it's quiet. It's not like dead silent, but it's way quieter than the other Outrunners. I was shocked. When I got it, I'm like, oh no, I hate the sound of Outrunners. And it was so quiet that I was like, whoa, okay, this will work. And it has. I'm still running it in there. Works good. And it's original, like 3D printed case and all that around it. I should have brought that up here. I could have shown that. Oh, XJ Sport 95. Like to see a re-release of an RTR HPI Venture. I wouldn't hate that. I would not hate that at all. That was a very popular one with a lot of people that I knew. Robert Spears, does Arma have any plans on bringing anything out with that death changing diffs? I don't know what that means. Like they used to do like the brain diff, or are you saying without death changing diffs? Like the diffs die? I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, Brian, the Furtech system's pretty smooth. I'll give it that. This one they're showing, though, they're doing like an underwater test with it, showing it's waterproof, but it's not an outrunner motor. So I'm curious what other options for motors are going to have. But here's an outrunner one, it looks like. Oh, you guys can't see it. So this looks like a larger size, for sure, transmission running an outrunner. So that looks more like the size of what I have. And it was the same, I think mine was like a 1300, so it was very, very creepy, crawly, like just smooth as butter, slow. But it replaced exactly what I'd put in. Maybe it's 1400, and that's what my Spectrum was 1400. I think I did it was 1400, and it was like a direct swap out, which was awesome. So it handled very similarly. What's going on, Bull Gear? Lee's in the house. So that's some interesting stuff. Furtech's looking at the 1/10 market. That's a much harder market. I'm gonna say it's a much trickier market for them to jump into because it's much more saturated. Now the 24 scale is saturated, but not so much on ESC electronics. Like they've kind of got that cornered right now. If you want to do brushless ESC, most people are running Furtech. I know Castle has some stuff you can get, and there's some other ones you can get, Holmes Hobbies and stuff like that. But by and large, most people that I know and that I talk to are running Furtech. They're running it with their Nano Beasts. They're running it with their BAM motors from Mofo. Some of them are running it with brush motors because you can use it for more tunability and just a much smoother handling of a brush motor using theirs. So they definitely have a lot going for them there. I really like their chassis. I know there's a lot of other chassis out there. I'm still trying to work on my Ugly AF chassis. Not his fault, but my steering on that, I've broken now 2 C hubs, basically carrier hubs, from just having too much steering and too much power and where the shocks are. And maybe it is a little bit with the dimensions of the chassis, because I lay my shocks back more typically, and I can't because of the way the chassis is set up where I would want to put that shock. I can't. So it's more upright. And so the tires maybe grabbing it more. I'm not sure. So I'll keep tweaking it and getting it going because I really like how it handled. And it actually handled great when I had the brass knuckles on, but it really limited my steering like too much. So I went back to stock ones, and then I had way too much steering. I had like gobs of steering, and it was just like breaking it. So is the Tegu censored? Mine was not, but it didn't need to be because it was running an outrunner. But yes, it looks like a large Komodo, and it's not loud. If you actually go back, let me see. I never really got a whole lot of full videos of that truck running. at RC Crawler Space because I was busy chatting. To be honest, but in some of these videos, I'm trying to see if at least on Instagram, I was posting some of the runs. So I'm trying to find one of them. So I've been running it for a while now. Oh, here it is. Actually, a picture of it. So this is 19 weeks ago. Oh, it is 19 weeks ago. 1400 kV. So I was right. All right. So here it is. Right there. So that's in a 10 scale. That's actually my ecto body there. That is the 3D printed, just kind of test. You can see the heat sinks and all that in there. I literally just zip tied mine to this brace across the chassis here, because I had dual servos in the front, and so I can no longer put electronics up there. And so I just kind of rigged it in here a little bit, but very much liked it, and curious now to see what they're going to do with it. Yeah, 1400, smooth and quiet, and I'm not seeing run videos of it. That's a fail on my part. Because I've definitely run it and I've definitely recorded it. So I don't know. It's just, it gets so busy sometimes that the edits just don't happen. It's getting worse now that when I have to do a lot of shipping stuff, I don't get to come back and edit because I'm busy packing packages. Yeah, it's not there. Let me see if it's on my YouTube. Crazy. I thought for sure I had video of it out. So 19 weeks ago. That gives me a pretty far way I can go back. Oh, I actually have a video about it. Oh, it has 4,000 views on it. So I was talking about this before it was cool. This isn't even a conspiracy. Other than that, I had it back when. So there, it came in little Tupperwares. That's how I got it. So this is actually up at Reaction where I did this video on it. Oh, that's right. I showed you it, Jeff. If you're still in here. I had to work on dialing it in a little bit because that very initial pull wasn't as smooth as I wanted. So yeah, just uses their app. So anyway, that was another cool thing that's coming. Furtech's got some things on the way, as well as me. Oh, Joe Collins at ExoCage had it running too. Okay. AZ Froggy's not getting a lot of steering throw no matter what I do, getting real ticked at it. One of the, easiest things is longer servo horn if you can fit it. And if you put brass knuckles on, If you're still running the plastic axles, they almost always hit. So you'd have to carve away some of that axle or grind it away. The aluminum ones are straighter, and so they don't have that same, almost like a stopper point that the plastic ones have. Zimmerman is in the house, and I saw Rhodes was in the house, and I'm so bummed that I wasn't able to go to Horizon RC Fest. Looked like a great time. I had to live vicariously through LVRC's video. Today I saw it come out. I had taken my kids to their music lessons. Yeah. And it looked awesome. Oh, so he did have brass ones. So yeah, that's one problem, is they do hit. If you look at them, you'll see the difference. But you can shave the plastic back. It's fine. You can do that too. Can you still get the spun aluminum wheels for Clodbusters? It'd be cool if you could get them for the LMT. There are some aluminum wheels for the LMT by Triel. I don't know what the aluminum spun aluminum wheels are. Okay, so I've got something cool to show you guys. I actually haven't seen this yet, and I probably should look at it just to make sure it arrived in one piece. It's 3D printed, and I'm super excited about it. Can anybody guess what it could be? What would be 3D printed? And it's 24 scale. Whoa, the packaging on this is wicked. I'm going to give you guys a little clue. Some of you guys might recognize this. And if you do, give the video a thumbs up. This might help even more. Monster Parts RC. Oh, his stuff is wicked. Oh, there's a pin in here with the thumbs up. Zombie like monster thumbs up. And it's in here. Let me just flip this over. Addresses. Packaged so sweet. Oh my goodness. That is mint. All right. We have to do some focus stuff here. Oh, baby. Check it out. Kraken body. I'm going to have to readjust my focus. Look at that. That is amazing. This will definitely be a show body because of the way that I drive. Because this is definitely the smoothness of it is that new style of printing. Can't think of the name of it right now. Wow, that's amazing. The detail is super good. Super duper good. In fact, that's going to go right back into the bag and back into protection. Actually, don't remember what bag it was in. I think this was just wrapped around it, maybe. I'm going to keep the stickers out to put on stuff, though. Love it. Love it, love it. That is super cool. Jimmy, you are the man with those things. With these 3D bodies like that. I got my 1/10 scale Megalodon from him. and I'm surprised at how rigid that one is. That one's super thick print and awesome. So yeah. Black market. I'm tempted, but I don't know. It's resin printed. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, resin print. You guys are all on it. I'm not. So we're gonna have to have that one sent away now to get painted. And I've seen a 10 scale one that got painted by Bitchin' Bodies. So I might have to send it off to him. He did a body for me that turned out awesome. So you have to look into him again for that. So that was one thing that came in the mail. We'll do the mail call stuff. And then if you guys have any questions about stuff, minis, monster trucks, RCs, what you think might be released, I'm game for any of it because I'm definitely curious. What's it made of? Yeah, it's a resin print. I can't run my bumper with the Eco Power servo. It barely clears the chassis. Yeah, the bigger servos definitely have some clearance issues. These just came out, guys, from Gen's Ace. And these fit the mold for what I kind of changed my whole battery program, I guess, over for, which is smart batteries, smart tech. And these definitely have smart tech built into them. They have basically an overcharge protection, so you can't overcharge them, which you can override and turn off if you do want to try and push yours for racing, get a little bit extra bump in it. I know race guys do that. These also, like your DeWalt batteries, or if you're cheap like me and you have Ryobi stuff, they also have this little button here, and it lights up how full it is. So these two would put it at like 3.9. Like this would be storage mode, basically 3.8. They have a list for when it's fully charged, all four light up, which is really cool. You can just get a quick look at your battery without having to plug it into anything to see. Give it a tap. Boom. You know there's two lights on it. You're about half full. How cool is that? How come we haven't been doing that forever, people? And they're just like super heavy duty, rugged plastic like casing on them. Pretty wicked. And they're EC5, IC5 connection for me, which is perfect. So this is a 100C, 10,000 milliamp hour, 15.2 volt battery. That's got some power. That's one of them that I got. This is a high voltage. High voltage 4S, I should say. That's a big old 4S battery. You know what that would be cool in? Not that you're supposed to run them in them. The SCX6. That would be awesome. It also has auto discharge in it, baby. So after 5 days of not being used, they discharge into storage mode. How cool is that? That's the part that I want. So this is a 11.4 high volt. So basically a 3S high voltage, 6,500 milliamp hour. This is not a huge battery. It is a little longer. This just tracks its length. This would be good in some Traxxas as a 3S is what it looks like to me. It'll fit into your Spectrums, your Armas and stuff too, because those take most batteries. But like I have their race or their bash packs that are long like this, and they fit into my Armas. But yeah, so these do the same things. So you can see this one's got 3 lights that are lighting up on it. So this one's actually probably closer to storage mode than the other one. But yes, they do auto discharge. That I think is cool. That's my favorite part about Spectrum batteries. Now we've got some high voltage options that do that same smart stuff. And I'm super, super stoked about that. So I'm going to get these charged up and see what I can fit them in. I wish I could fit it in my LMT. I might find a way. This 3S one. 4S, that's a big 4S pack. I don't know what I have that'll take a 4S this big. I might just have to buy another one and run them in my Outcast or something, 8S, or run it in. I could run it maybe in a 6S vehicle on 4S instead of 6S. But I think that at 10,000 milliamp hour, that'll run a good bit. That'll run you a good bit. So yeah, so those that were asking says, yeah, John Thomas, if Gen's Ace Advanced had the auto discharge, they'd be perfect. Well, they do now. What have you got that they will actually fit in because it's massive? Yeah, the SCX6, they will fit in I believe it'll fit into my Creighton 6S and run on 4S. I run my Red Cat on 4S. It could fit into there potentially, maybe Kaiju. I don't know. It is big. I think it's really an X-Max battery, although it's not running an X-Max plug on it, but you'd see it running some of those bigger ones, 8S vehicles. It's massive. It's huge. That button is dumb. It's going to get pressed a lot in the car. Not mine, because usually I turn it so that side is open, but it's not really doing anything by being pressed. That battery could be the chassis. That one is huge. Did I miss any new transmitters? I will be in the market soon. I don't know. I keep waiting for a new 6, like where it's got like all the Android stuff. I'm just worried to buy one now because it's been out so long that I just wonder. And maybe they have been updating along the way with the new Androids and all that on them. I don't know. The last thing to show, and this has been a long time coming, and I did do a video on this, and I'm so glad that it's finally out. This is for the monster trucks, 24 scale people that want to run the Furtech, or not the Furtech, that want to run the Surpass Rocket motors in their tiny Titans. And we still call it that. It's not that anymore because of copyright and all that. But right here from Southwest Monster Shop, this little trick thing allows you to upright your motor on the transmission, sits right above it, and adjustable for different pinion sizes, all that. You can run your Surpass rockets, or you could run different larger motors that you need to top mount using this. So this is huge. Those Surpass rocket motors are inexpensive. You throw this on there and you can have a lot of speed in your SCX 24 based monster trucks. It doesn't fit in an X-Max. Okay. I don't know what then. I'll have to figure it out. John Thomas, I recently got a DX5 rugged. It took forever to set it up due to the wonky menu. I'm so used to the menu because it's the same as all the other Spectrum stuff that I've had. So I'm used to it now. That's what I grew up with in my short, getting longer RC life now. I've been doing it for 9 years now, starting with Traxxas. So I got my first Spectrum probably 2 years in or something like that. So 7 years I've been running Spectrum, and it's pretty much stayed the same. But I would love the touchscreen options. So I'm going to put the Southwest Monster Shop back in this bag because that'll be easier to find. So that's kind of some of the haul stuff, other than, again, the baby Goliath motors are in. We've got them packaged. And it's a little interesting because they are 52 turn. But it doesn't really like equate to that much more speed. Usually, like the smaller the number, the faster it is. But I know like the Endure and them say 66 turn, whatever. This is based on the turn of the motor, the way it's set up. But it's RPMs, all that kind of stuff play into it. But this one is smooth down low, and it's about, again, stock speed, and it's about the same size speed as the Endura motors that I have. So, and I don't remember which turn the Endura ones I have are. They're purple plate. So, but they're packaged. They come with a sticker and a few specs on it that it's, fit direct. That's the nice thing, is a direct fit, and brass pinion, 11 tooth for $19.99. Get it at Reaction RC Hobby if you're local. If you're not local, I have them on my site, ccxrc.com, as well as Surpass Motors, Surpass Rockets. If you do get that upgraded piece, I've got all the new Komodo motors mounted to the Stellar transmission, all of that ready to go. You just drop them in, and I have the Micro Komodo set up the same way on the site, as well as a bunch of the Lizard Pros. So if you're having trouble finding those locally or even online, because I know that stock comes and goes with those things so much, I do have them. They're just the same price everybody else has them for. So, yeah. Well, midtime, then maybe sleep. All right, Brett. Well, I need to get going too, guys. I do know of a couple things. Like I said, I know of something that I have, two things that I have that I've hinted at, one of them, and that's kind of nearing the end of production, which is exciting. Although I am adding another thing to the packaging for that before it gets shipped. So I have to do that tonight. So I have to not be on here super late. And then I have also that video from Monster Jam I'm trying to finish, and it's going to be multiple videos. So the first one is going to be the racing that we did with our, themed monster truck themed trucks. And basically I have like half of the quarterfinals to the finish, to the finals, all recorded. I meant to have all of the quarterfinals. I don't know what happened, but I'm also missing the part where I did my stand-up and all that from there. So I must have got in one of those vicious record loops where you hit record, you think you're recording, but somehow when you grab it and you're trying to one-hand it away from you, you hit something that makes it not record. Then you walk away, you go to record something, you hit the button again, it stops the recording. So you get in like this loop. And so I'm missing two of them, but I'm going to probably just throw some of the qualifying up just so you can see some of the other trucks and the people running that I have. But I was really not focused on it because I was having so many truck issues of my own that I was actually having to work on my trucks a lot while I was there. So I don't know if I go back, maybe I'll try to maybe only do freestyle if I can, or maybe only do, there was two sets of racing. We did one set, and then the drivers came in, they did their set, and then we did a whole nother set of qualifying and racing. And that was for the Gravedigger class. It was only Gravediggers for 40th anniversary. So there was three sets of races, and I was in two of them. And then we had, the next day was freestyle, and we had two freestyle, one for the regular class and one for the Gravedigger, which actually just became a bash fest because of time. And then the Monster Jam drivers did it. So basically each one of those events, I'm cutting into different videos of their own. So there's one with our racing, then there'll be one with the Monster Jam drivers racing as a whole different video. Then there'll be a video of the Gravedigger racing in the finals of all that. And then there'll be a freestyle. That's like our freestyle. And then there'll be a separate one. That's the freestyle of the Monster Jam. So there's a lot of stuff I have to edit and get through. And so I need time. I've been on the run since that event. I got back, and like a day or two later went on a family vacation to Mackinac. And then, just got back from that. But then that's when all the trucks came in, and we had a camping trip. And so I put those up right before I went on the camping trip, and then came back and spent hours shipping and doing all the shipping to get those all out the door Monday. So it's just been busy. And I literally have not, other than just the practice session for the Monster Jam drivers, been able to touch any of this. And then the work that I have done has been to do all the graphics. And I can show you that actually. I can show you before we go what it's kind of looking like. One of the qualifying is mine when I actually run my truck into Kyle DeFalco's shin because my steering went out, which is one of the things I had to stop then and fix. So I wasn't recording because I was literally having to change out a whole servo setup. Where was that text? Here it is. So I will just drop this to its own page. There we go. Now I can share that. So that's basically kind of the graphic thing. It's all animated, comes in. It'll have the truck name on tops, and it'll have the driver, and then what round it is. So qualifying or quarterfinal, semifinal, finals, race for third. And then the other time-consuming thing is trying to find logos for all of the different trucks, and some of them don't, and then trying to make something out of like a screenshot of the side of the truck and their logo on their truck. So yeah, trying to make it look cool and do it up a little bit because the event itself was so done up that it deserves it. There's interviews, stuff like that in it with the winners, and yeah, good time. Should be awesome. But I'm trying to clean it all up because I didn't have my intro stuff talking about the rain, all of that. So I'm gonna have to record voiceovers and stuff I didn't plan to do that, it's always harder to do in the after than it is if you just have it done already. So it's kind of a bummer that I'm now going to have to go back and try and piece that together without the voiceover or without the stand up. So we're going to make it work and get these cranking out. And once I have all these captured, though, it'll be easy to just keep changing them every race. Every single race that happens in this, I have to stop and change all the details on it. So it's a little time consuming, but not too bad. Bowl gear. I want to try the Noble Pro. I'm curious about it. JT RC in the house. Thank you, man, for the $5 sticker. Yes, there were a lot of porta potties, and they were unfortunately placed right there, and there was no way to get around having them in the shot. I mean, I guess I could have stood back here and shot the other way and had the fans in the whole time, but the real action of the race took place back over here where there was like an over under and they were jumping over the top of the other, and so it just made more sense to stand on the other side. As ugly as the stinking porta potties were, they were pretty bad. They didn't smell, luckily. Black Market RC, I could definitely use some. I've been doing a lot of work on them to get them. It's been a pain in the butt. A lot of Photoshop. JTRC also, I believe. I need to go back and check Shippo. I think I shipped your Mighty Handy tool today. So hopefully that'll drop in your lap soon. But anyway, guys, again, lots of stuff. We'll do the obscene profit break timeout. Easy to get to, ccxrc.com. Got the exclusive Furtech blue chassis. Got the exclusive black aluminum frame scythe. And then either one of these work great in it. Honey Badgers. We got analog, digital. There's a new servo coming. Hopefully very soon, guys. That's one of the teases. It's going to be wicked. Mighty Handy tools are still selling like crazy. Probably the most popular thing that sells on the site at all. These are cheaper than you can get for the Treel or whatever. I've got the overdrive gears that you can use for your monster trucks or for your axles. $16 instead of $20, which the Treel are, which I have several of in my trucks at that $20 price range. But I just got these in the aluminum Emax servo style mounts I've got now in brass, and those will be hitting the site probably tomorrow. at this point. They just came in. I got a bunch of them. So those are the main things, guys. These are for the monster truck guys that keep breaking and bending drive shafts. We've got the front steel drive shafts and ring and pinions. If you want to do steel, if you've got a what is it? The Enduro 24, you can take those axles apart and you can use these steel gears instead. And here's the rocket motors, like we were talking about earlier, for that mount. So I'm going to be redesigning the jump and ramp combo. I probably won't do the backflip one of it again, but we'll be doing more of a race jump that has more purpose, and I can do it a little wider that way and shorter, make it easier to hit. And Crush Car's coming again soon. I got to get in here. I got to have time at home in order to make those kind of products. And I know that there's a lot of people that want some bodies that they can use with their blue trucks. So there will be some of those kind of things being made here soon. So, yeah, they'll just be bodies. And if you want to design them as things, you can design them however you want, but they will just be clear. Or maybe I'll be making them in just a black plastic. We'll see. I've got a whole new vacuum former downstairs, 50 amp put in for it. It's 2x4 feet. So it's much bigger. And so I'm hoping to make up multiple different bucks, they're called, that I can do at one time. And then just, it'll make it easier than trying to retrofit that to a smaller size, the machine. But I don't want to waste 2x4 of Lexan. That's very expensive for just one truck. If I do, cost is going to be expensive, not because it's awesome quality, but because the cost of the materials is so high. So, I will let you know, Alex. That'd be awesome. Peter Yedika, I'll be taking my money handed tool to MSM RC summer camp next week. Kind of cool. Curious if anyone else will have one. I don't know. I do not know. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go work on videos and designing a back plate for a special servo that's coming. A mighty, mighty Chihuahua servo that will be hitting the store very soon, I believe. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, have fun RCing. Thanks again to JT RC for the super sticker and everybody else for the conversation and commenting and keeping this thing moving and asking questions and all of that kind of stuff. So, you guys rock, and we'll catch you next time.